Today's walkthrough, I'm going to do a front tow hook install on an Acura RSX Type S 2004. Alright, so the tools you'll need is of course the tow hook itself, the spacers, the bolts, the nuts, and 2 washers. These bolts are, I don't know if you can see that, but it's 8.8. And then of course these here, these are all metric. And then these are socket 17. Alright, what you need is a 18 socket, 10mm socket. This is the bit that I'm going to use to make the hole. I know it's kind of small, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, like, I'm going to round it off to make it larger, because I don't want to go buy another one. I'm a flathead, a small ratchet for the 10mm, a large ratchet for the 18, an adjustable ratchet, some silicone. I know you're wondering, what is the silicone for? I'll show you. And then of course the drill to make the hole. Alright, so first you gotta take off all these clips. Alright, so I got this one off, this one, I got that one to go. I took these off already. So once you take the front bumper off, you'll have access to the bottom to drill those 2 holes. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the bumper off because it's gonna take me a second. I gotta take the 2 screws off on the side, which one is here, one is right there, and I have a few that's underneath the bottom of the front of the car. Once I take those off, I'll be good to go. So I'll be right back after I take the front bumper off. Took off the front bumper. All I have to do now is, alright, where I want it to be, I marked it on the bottom. It's gonna go right where my fingers are. That's where the opening to the front of the bumper grill is about right here, where these marks are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this cable out like so that when I make the hole, I don't damage the cables. Alright, so I'm going to move that out of the way. And where the mark is on the bottom is here. Don't come up. But it's right there is where I'm going to put the 2 holes for these bolts. And then I'll just put the tow hook on, put the spacers in on the top. The spacer is going to go on the inside up here, and then the bolts is going to hold it in place with the washers. And then that'll be the tow hook, and I'll be done with that. And then after I put the tow hook, everything is back. Put everything back to where it was, and you'll be good to go. Now the way I'm going to have this tow hook sticking out is I don't want to see this part right here at all sticking from the bumper. All I want to see on the bumper is just this ring. That's it. That's how I want it to look. So that's how I'm going to install it on this car, and I'll be right back in a second. I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, you know what? I see why now not a lot of people have front tow hooks on their cars. It's a lot of work. But man, I had to do the unthinkable to my car. I can't believe I did this, but this is the only way it was able to be done. So from here, it looks, it's not the greatest work, but whatever, you can't tell. But what I did was, obviously I didn't install it. But okay, so let me show you. You gotta cut the bumper. Let's get straight to it. You gotta cut the bumper. So this is, I just use a regular a saw, like a plastic saw, and I cut this much out. You don't have to cut the whole thing. I don't know, I see some people, man, they cut their whole bottom bumper. I'm not doing that to my car. I didn't even want to cut this much, but you have to cut the bumper, man. All right, so the way it's supposed to look, let me lay down so I can show you, is this is the hole where it goes through here and to that beam here. It goes through the hole into that beam so I can put in those bolts to hold the tow hook in place. So basically what happens is it goes into this hole, you hear it, and it locks right up against the front reinforcement beam. Alright, so what I'm going to do is the people that made those, sent me the tow hook, were very smart guys. They knew I was going to come across this. was they sent me some spacers. And these spacers are gonna keep it to where you see, like right now it's kind of leaning down towards the front. It's gonna keep it from leaning. It's gonna hold it straight up. And that's what I want. That's the look I want. And I want, remember when I told you I don't want it to stick out in the bumper. I don't want to see this gap at all. So I'm gonna put it to where it looks like this. And that's all I want to show. I don't want it to stick out nowhere near this much out of the front of the car. This just looks stupid. Some people like it like that, others don't, but my preference is the closer it is. The smaller this, like, ooh, that even looks good to me. I don't want it probably like that much. That's straight. I'm gonna put it like that. And that's gonna be the gist of it. So what I'm about to do right now is I'm gonna drill those holes to put those bolts in, and I will be right back. Even though I cut a hole in my bumper, and I don't like that, and I'm mad. And the holes drilled, you can see there. Put the bolts on to get the second hole, which I already did. And now all I gotta do now is just put the bolts together, and I'll be good to go. But basically, what I did was I marked the first hole, and then now I just made the second hole with the drill and the hole saw. So what I'm gonna do now is basically put everything back together. I'll be right back. Yeah, boy. All right. So look, I drilled the holes, right? But the thing about drilling holes is they leave bare metal. See that? That's steel metal right there. So the silicone is to put a conduit, some type of barrier or membrane between that bare metal and the bolt itself. And what I'm trying to do or trying to eliminate is rust. The more I can keep rust to a minimum, the better. So I'm going to put silicone on just the rim of this, on the bottom and the top, to keep it from rusting out. And then I'm going to put the bolt, I'm going to put the bumper, and then I'm going to put the, I'm going to put the bumper, and then I'm going to put the tow hook, the bolts, tighten them down, and we'll be good to go. And that will be the project. All right, so I'll be right back. Yep. Now that I have installed the bolts here with the washers on top and the spacer on the bottom to give me enough room to fit the bumper so that it makes sense. It makes sense. Now I can just reinstall this cable, the fog light cable, which I took out earlier, and that'll be it for that part. Now all I gotta do is put the whole front bumper back together and we'll be good to go. So I'm gonna install the bumper right now, and that'll be a complete front tow hook install. I'll be right back, boy. Yeah. I just put the front bumper back on. It took a minute, but so far it looks good. It doesn't stick out as much, just like I wanted it. I wanted it to stick out just that much, like I told you guys before. I didn't want to see that hole that was right here in the middle. I don't like that look. So right now, I know it looks off. That's mainly because the bumper is off. I have it squared flat on the actual reinforcement beam. It's supposed to look like this actually. Also, it's very tight. I can pull the whole car with just this tow hook. I've been to the hangouts, and the hangouts, these guys have these tow hooks, and I remember this one guy, I put my foot on his tow hook just like this, and the whole front of his bumper went sagging. I was like, oops. And he was like, well, that's how it's supposed to be. Nah, man, the tow hook you did, you should be able to stand on the tow hook alone on the front of the car, and you shouldn't have any problems. Also, what I did was I added a, what do you call it? It's a one piece. It's about, I'll say, maybe 8 inches long, wide, flat, about a 1/4 inch thick. I'm gonna call it a washer that I have on the inside of reinforcement beam. And what it basically does is it gives me more, what do they call that? It gives me more surface to use, so that I'm able to pull the car, and so on and so forth. So please don't say that I have this on here and it's only for like looks. It's not for looks. I actually use my tow hooks when the car breaks down. I have a lip kit on here now, which I didn't think would be necessary to make a video for. There's one on the back lip, and then there's one on the front. Alright, so the reason why I put the lip is so that I can drop the car. I'm only going to drop this car probably an inch, but only for the races. But yeah, so that's the car so far. So I'll be right back when I'm done to show you the finishing results. Alright, cool. Alright, yes. Now I'm where I want to be. I just finished putting the front bumper back on, and it looks dope. I haven't been to the races yet. I know it's gonna be comments. I'm waiting for the comments. When they come out, I'll answer them as they come. But if you have any questions about like the install, I know I didn't go into detail, mainly because I don't have a tripod. I plan on getting one real soon to actually show you me doing the work, and not just showing you steps of what I completed or how I completed them. But the front bumper's back on. A real quick update, I did get a lift kit. I don't know if you recognize it before me telling you, but I did get a lift kit for the car. Like I mentioned, I was going to. So, I mean, that's an added bonus to the overall look. To put the front bumper back is basically the way you take it off, just in reverse. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe, hit that like button for me, because I don't really have many likes on my videos. I would like some more likes if you can. And yeah, that's how you install the front tow hook on the Acura RSX Type S. That's it. I like the clean look. I don't like it when it sticks out too much. Like I see these guys at the hangouts, the races. So I try to keep it as clean as I can. Alright, again, thanks for watching.